When conceptualizing this video, I wasn't sure whether it would belong on the first channel, the main channel, or the second channel, because it is more of a think piece. It's not about a specific piece of media, so that would technically put it on the second channel alongside music when I actually bother to release stuff. But it is about media, even in a general sense. It's about a type of media, so it could be on the first channel. So I've done think pieces like this before on the main channel where it's not been about specific things, so it'll probably be on both, I think I'm trying to say. We'll see when it's released. But I want to talk about difficulty in gaming, because we are about 5 days out as of me recording this from the release of Elden Ring. By now it should be out, and if that's your thing, hope you're enjoying it. But the discussion tends to rear its head with a new Soulsborne type game that generally has two camps. There is camp one, who is get good, basically. There is no other way around it. That's the easiest way to describe them. They think that you need to sink more time and effort into getting better at the game. And yes, before anyone goes in the comments and moans about it, I know that the Soulsborne games are centered around that idea. You spend time and effort in learning the mechanics, watching the routines of creatures and bosses to understand how best to beat them, whilst also making sure that you're fighting enough to build up whatever resources used to make you stronger. I understand that. I know it's not about difficulty. It's not like a rage game. It's about learning the systems. But there is the second camp, which broadly is, I don't have resources to do that. And unfortunately, they're often just batted down with just like, well, don't play them then. And I hate that. Some people like the story and the setting and the theme of games, but don't want to spend or can't spend up to like the triple digits of hours learning the mechanics. Some of them may have families and jobs, so their downtime when they're at home isn't just, I get to play games all day. It's, oh, we've got to do family stuff. I've got to catch up on housework. I've got to do this, that, or the other. And of course, in that camp as well, of the I don't have the resources to just get good, are those of us with disabilities. Some of us either can't spend the mental energy for long periods at a time, and, you know, I can only speak from my experience. If something's too difficult, and I'm thinking like I'm just getting frustrated with it, and I can't spend days and days understanding the mechanics and the systems to get better, I'm just going to shelve it for my own well-being. I can't spend that mental energy. And again, frustration in me is not a good thing. Too much frustration. I love the lore of these worlds, but I will probably not play them. But there are other people who have physical restrictions on what they can do, and just some kind of accessibility to make things a little easier would be welcomed. And whether that's a difficulty slider or a thing where you can hold a button to continue attacks, or maybe a reduced stamina thing if you've got some sort of spasm condition where you might accidentally hit the hit button too much, so you run out of stamina and therefore you're just wiped. Difficulty in gaming isn't just a slider from I'm a glutton to I'm a baby. It's not that simple. It's why I love when games have accessibility things separate to difficulty. Things like being able to hold a button to continue attacks rather than having to mash. I hate QuickTime events because it wears my thumb out, as weird as it sounds, or whatever fingers I'm using. Sometimes if it's like a double, you just sort of get it on your lap and double press, just so that it didn't look so dodgy from below camera. But that's kind of uncomfortable for me after a period of time. It causes a lot of physical discomfort. So something where I can hold for a quick time event, great. Things like reduced damage, things, anything like that just mean that it's easier for me to play at a level where I can enjoy the story and the lore and everything like that. That's what I play most games for. If I want to play something that's just, Twitch, I've got things for that. But I play games for the lore and the story. And the From Software catalogue in general has some great lore and story if you can get through all the weirdness around it and make it make sense. But just saying that to enjoy these games you have to just spend hours and hours on getting better, and slapping down anyone who says, what about some accessibility settings? Just saying that, oh, don't play the game then. If you think that you're not allowed to play games just because you're disabled, that's the angle of it. Because, yeah, the family time and stuff like that, fine, that's a choice you've made technically. I don't want to sound harsh to the other part of the same camp that I'm in technically, but it is a choice you've made. You understand that you'll have to make certain sacrifices, so maybe you can't play these games. Play something that is just easily pick up and play, or has difficulty sliders so that your gaming time is rewarded, fine. But that said, if my side of the camp wins our battle, it'll help you anyway. But that's the angle I've got to come at it from. These kind of people are basically saying that people like me aren't allowed to play games we want to play. But the thing is, what they're missing is a difficulty slider is just that. They can have it cranked up to the max. The default setting could just be as it is now, but From Software, if they implemented something, could even put harder settings in for these people who just love to annoy themselves over and over trying to figure out a game. I don't get it, but you do you, you know. I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. If that's how they enjoy games, that's how they enjoy games. But that's the thing. I'm saying that. If you want to play that way, you play that way. But allow me to play games that I want to play. I'll often play games on story mode, or maybe just one up, just like easy. Because I know that if I get frustrated, I'll give up on it. And if I'm enjoying this world, if I'm enjoying this setting, I don't want to just have to put it down because I can't progress. I don't think that's fun, basically. Me having to grind for hours and hours and hours, or learn the mechanics just to get through the next bit, it's not something I want to do. I want to get on with the story and enjoy it. And I don't just want to watch a Let's Play on YouTube, because I want to have the experience myself. I want the story beats to be revealed to me organically. And a lot of stuff on YouTube, they cut out some of the mini scenes. They just focus on like the big pre-rendered cutscenes and maybe a few extras, but you don't get the full experience. You don't get to explore the world as well. I can't explore someone else's Let's Play. So I should have the opportunity. It's not taking it away from you. It's giving more options to someone else. And who knows, down the line, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone, don't misconstrue me here, but if down the line you had something that meant that you were physically unable to play games in the same way you used to, wouldn't you want to be able to play the games you used to if there was a way to? And that's the thing what a lot of people don't think about. Just because your life is this way now, where you have the time and energy and whatever, doesn't mean you always will. At that point, do you just give up on games you loved? No, you'll probably join this camp. So how about you allow us to ask for better accessibility, ask for, doesn't have to be difficulty sliders. I think that's also what people get wrong about this. It's not just about difficulty. It's called difficulty by those of us who struggle to play it because it's a difficulty for us to play it. But if you want to call it accessibility, if that's better for your brain, fine. But whatever you want to term it, having everyone able to play what they want to play, to enjoy the media they want to enjoy, I think that's a good thing. So don't gatekeep. I hate gatekeeping. I did record a video a while back about gatekeeping, but I wasn't happy with it. And I'm not going to just reiterate it here because this will now be like a video that's twice as long. But the basic idea was gatekeeping is bad. If people want to enjoy media, let them enjoy it. If they don't enjoy it in the same way that you do, if they don't take the same things from it, if they don't do it in exactly the same manner, it's not hurting you. Don't restrict other people because that's not how you do it. I mean, that's just general courtesy to me. That's just being a decent person. Don't curtail other people's enjoyment of their lives just because that's not how you do it. That's this video in a nutshell. There we go. Maybe I'll just release this last chunk as the video. But yeah, difficulty or accessibility options, sliders, whatever, are important. They help those of us who don't have the time or the energy or the physical ability to enjoy media that we want to enjoy. Don't say, don't just play it then. Our money's as good as yours. So that's all I'm going to say on this. So until next time, thank you for watching. And as always, take care. And don't gatekeep.